seems like we are back. And as you can see, HeartShift winning the game with 8 kills. Well, they managed to secure themselves a first place spot overall. But it was actually the Rewab team who clinched the most kills that game, as far as I remember. I think they sat at around 9 kills. He has a really good start for the Rewab team, despite not getting better, I guess you can say, than a 5th place. They still manage to tie 2nd with that 9 kill performance. Can you guys on the sky see where? Oh no, mind. I should have asked faster. I wanted to see if you could guess which map it was, but I guess the map kind of made that an easy guess for anyone wanting to throw in a guess. I think it's Miramar. And in case you guys are wondering, it is going to be 2 games of Erangel after this one. And now for those of you who might be new to watching this type of relegation / promo format, I can tell you that there's no money involved. There's no prize pool. The only thing that matters for these guys right here, right now, over the next days, is to be within top 8. Technically, I mean, yes, of course you want to be in 1st place, but technically, you can be in 8th place as much as 1st. It doesn't matter all that much. I'm looking at Mini and for MJ, and I think he's a little off course because his team is going to San Martin, but I think he kind of forgot to jump out of the plane. Ooh, that's Team Spirit losing a player early on. MJ getting himself a knock and a flush, and they have... There's something wrong with the logos here, aren't there? Or am I just being extremely confused? Oh, no, I'm not. No mind. Sorry, I was... Oh, wait, I am being extremely confused. I think we'll try and ignore that for now, and then we'll continue with the casting, because I'm pretty sure that Rado guys is playing for Team Spirit and not Toxic or Team Toxic. But we'll try and ignore that, and then see through what we got here. Picado, it's gonna be taken by FBI. Wildcats looting on the outskirts. Just give me 1 second here. FBI, who now look like HeartShift, that's of course not very optimal either, but they are getting themselves... Okay, guys, do me a favor, all of you. Look at the team initials. So it's Okko from FBI. Ignore the logos because they are incorrect and they're gonna cause confusion. So in order for everyone to understand what's going on, look at the team initials, the 3 letters before the name. Look at those instead of the logos, because I think that's gonna confuse. Including me, quite a lot of viewers. Let's just act like there are no logos on the left side. That we only see Boris and extends them, and that they're PLS and not level indeed. No one's teaming. There's no errors in that regard. No faulty play. It's just. I think it's just a little misclick somewhere in the system, and also everything is technology these days, so it could be based on something else too. But nonetheless, we got a game going, and that's the most important part. So let's just ignore logos for now and keep our eyes on the most important thing, that being of course the gameplay itself. Now MJ, they're looting San Martin. We saw the circle go a little further south. They have to, well, I think they have to figure out, do we want to cross out to the east, like go around the side down towards Picado, or do we want to go west around over Power Grid down in that direction and see if we can get a spot in that up in the hills, or maybe even go even further than that, drive down the hill on the other side. Fine, he's gonna try and see if he can get himself looted down by the... I think those arenas, like those pits there, they call them pit of death kind of thing, where they throw in cars and bikes and all these crazy things to drive in circles, and it's kind of like a circus Daredevil type event. I think that's what it is, right? Obviously not right now. I mean, I don't even think how could you even get a car down there? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure though that's the purpose of those arenas. Enot, he's gonna get looted in Valdelmar. They're technically inside the circle, but of course probably wouldn't want to stick around in this area for much longer. They'll get themselves looted up. Now the circle's gonna start closing, and they'll eventually make their way towards something more center. Stella, they're split in a I would argue, somewhat dangerous split right now, because they have Jambawe over by the church, they have Beami on the hill on the east side, and then they have 2 people inside Chumacera, and I would think that MOLNMAN and Sellis would want to get over to Jambawe and Beami, because if we're looking at, for example, PEL, which I guess essentially is what all these teams are trying to qualify for over the course of the next season, if Jambawe and Beami sit split like that at 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure that we would have seen a team like Team lQuickl push up on Jambawe's position if they saw that he was a solo player there. So they're very lucky that teams are not really, at least not yet in the tournament, punishing some of these early splits. Maybe we'll see it more tomorrow, because of course now this being the first game, they don't really have the VOD review or the VODs available to tell who is splitting where and whatnot. So maybe we'll see more of it tomorrow. But today it's going to be. It seems, at least so far, that it's going to be a little more passive in the playstyle for most. We didn't see that much aggression last game on Sanhok either. It was mainly giving space, saying nope, we don't want to fight here. Let's just move over, take something else, rather than teams over aggressing and going full YOLO mode in that regard. ewanng, he is gonna look down towards not Stella, but Crazy. Vital try and leave, should be able to get away. Except this is gonna it tricks me so much. If I say the names of the teams wrong right now, guys, it's my fault. It's my fault, and you don't have to. Everyone knows that the logos are wrong, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Just look at the initials. Look at the initials in front instead. Wildcats get themselves a knock on towards Mike and a flush in there as well. Good early point racked up. So we have. So we've lost 3 players so far, and the vehicle has exploded. That's of course unfortunate. Kowo, the one to I think deals some of the damage. I'm not sure exactly. He does have a pretty decent position over there, but I'm not sure if he was actually the one managing to get the vehicle exploded or not. Sammy and Proof, they're making their way over on the eastern side, all the way down the shoreline, trying to see if they can get themselves into a better spot. I think Sammy just found himself a bike. Yep, I can hear the bike starting. They're gonna make their way forward. MJ, Ojala driving down the hill, and gotta say, I mean, these vehicles, they have one hell of suspension. If they can make those jumps, I think, had it been any other Murado, they would have, like a real life one, they would probably have broken by now. But anyway, everyone is making their way, and you can see actually Jambawe. Look at Stella's position in the middle. They have indeed split 2-2 on that position. So pat on my back for calling that one out before it happened, but also of course pat on their backs for making a smart rotation and not prioritizing Chumacera over the stuff they have, the spot they had in the middle. Very, very, very good spot they're sitting. So they're splitting 2-2. FBI north of them are splitting 2-2. We got Istanbul Wildcats. They're actually in a 3-way split. Last side's holding one compound, and then we saw a solo player on the west side too, and then the duo over further over towards Las Leones. So they're sitting in a 3-way split, and now we have Rewab, kind of committed 3 or 4 players to this position, and it's a pretty decent one early. Of course, if you can get something better with the next shift, you might want to go for it. Sellis getting healed up. I mean, both Jambawe and Sellis knows that this spot is a priority spot for many. It is one of those really value compounds, priority areas, I guess you can say, of the map, especially in these type circles. Look at the overview they have. That's one of the main reasons. You might not want to sit here in late game, but look at what you can see from there. In the first couple of circles, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, you can get so much info. You can pretty much like lay out the entire map in terms of which teams are where, and depending on the next circle, who should go here and who should go there. I mean, that is a very, very good position to be in, especially in these circles where that church where Jambawe is right now is in the middle. You can get a ton of info from there. New circle, oh my god. New circle pops and it goes south. I think that's the short way of saying it. That's a little bit of a yoink to the south. And for those of you guys, I was sitting and watching the final day of PL, and I noticed the casters using the word yoink a lot. And I've never known exactly what it meant, but I was told, because I was blessed to have a caster by my side that was a big favorite, what do you say, a big fan of the word yoink. It's when you take something, when you really quickly grab something. So if you guys watching are confused by casters using the terminology yoink, sometimes that's what it is. It's when you grab something, like you steal a kill, you yoink the kill, the circle goes south. That's the, I guess, the edge of the circle, yoinking the rest of the circle. I don't even know. But now you know what it means. Wildcats lose a player. I think there was something along the lines of a flip vehicle in that equation. xKeevo, he's on the edge up here. He has a chance to make a play, but seems like he wants to get away. It makes perfect sense too, because huge potential. Has pulled up with 3 players. Alrein is down the hill too, and that's gonna force them to get away again. So trying to drive through, should be able to do so. Does take some damage towards the vehicle. Almost flips it too, but managed to stay safe. A little bit of a drift, and he's going from one team into another, and the only tree within I don't know how much space, of course, is the tree that he hits. That's so unfortunate when that happens. And oh my lord, GRHawk from a distance able to put suppressive fire for, oh well, random buggy appears out of nowhere. A magic trick. Boop, laser came flying down. That seemed a little more controlled by Apocalypse. Seemed a little more controlled approach. Saban goes down. MOLNMAN's by himself, and he has the entirety of TYT in his compound. Not, oh my lord, the timing for MOLNMAN. Has to throw the nade. Just throw it somewhere, MOLNMAN. Get that weapon back out. You don't want to be stuck with a Molotov in hand. Gets the knock on the first one. Actually gets the knock on towards the second with the nade, but it's not gonna matter. Stella not in a position to get MOLNMAN up again at all. They prioritize killing the rest. Are they actually pushing on this? They are sending it! Stella, full speed forward. Of course, they're not gonna get the reds up towards MOLNMAN, but they want revenge. They know that 2 reses came in early, but this fight has reset completely. They're now 3v4. I'm not sure I agree with this call. But they went down the hill, they wanted to engage, and this is going to be dangerous. They have no info on where their opponents are, and they just gave up a very good hill position, I would say, like at least in terms of vision and what you can see, to push this spot that I don't know how much you can play from. We'll see. We'll see. I don't really know exactly where that next circle is going to go. Of course, could turn out to be a very, very good position to be in, but I would think that the spot that they had before was equally good. Now let's see, Beami. That's a nade in hand. It's going to be thrown forward to Faberino. Sees it thrown. Backs off. Jambawe might get an angle on towards Faberino. Hey, I don't think he knows. I mean, with the way that he's peeking on the edge here, might realize that there's a player nearby, but this is a stalemate, and that's not going to be useful for any of them. You can see the new circle pops, and this is it, right? It has just shifted away from both the teams. Stella, you're the one on the outside. Disengage. Get the hell away from here. There's nothing to play for. You're outside the circle. You're in a 3v4, and you don't know exactly where they are inside. Yes, you know they're in the compound, but you don't have the exact info that you need in order to make the play. Black throws a nade off. Jambawe is forced to back off a little bit. Faberino picks around the corner. That's a little over-aggressive. A lot of damage being done, and Beami from outside the wall. No! What are you doing, Blackliht? Saban gets himself one more down. What? I think mistakes were made, guys. Mistakes were made. Sellis is now all by himself, and I'm so confused. It has turned into a 1v1. Somehow, this just became a 1v1. Okay, we're going on to another fight. I think that's for the best. I am so confused by everything that just happened there. Let's see here. It's level. HRC is inside the compound. Nehanas is there, and he has a teammate up the hill as well. But level have 4 players alive, and I'm not sure exactly what's gonna come off of this. Kowo is there to help. Ooh, good headshot connected on towards Moonlight, but they are only 2 versus 4. They're inside the circle, so that's of course amazing enough. But having to share this with 4 opponents, I don't think that's the situation they would have wanted to find themselves in. That nade, just a little off. Just a little off. Let's see, Moonlight is still inside the house. I think they're gonna chill for now. There's no reason to wait. What in the... Yas just Molotov'd himself. I think they're trying to... I think they're trying to mess with me, these guys. They know that I'm already baffled and confused. And they're just messing with me. Let's just act like... Let's once more act like that never happened. And then continue forward. You can see Sellis is trying to get away. He's getting pulled up on by the entirety of Rewab. And Nehanas is here by himself on this side of the building. He has Kowo on the other side. Yes, Kowo on the other side trying to look forward. Nate's thrown forward. That's going to be Sellis down. Rewab is not eliminated. Oh my god, this is going to be confusing too. It's actually Stella that are eliminated because the logo they had was Rewab. So, okay, throughout this entire game, guys, whenever it says that it's eliminated a team, never look at the actual team name. Look at the kill feed instead, because that's going to be misleading. Circle had to go away from water. Now it goes far away from water. And well, in this case, Level are sitting pretty well in it. That compound we saw before with 4 versus 2 with Kowo up there, they are sitting pretty damn well circle-wise, but of course you don't want to share a compound in this case whatsoever. FBI, they're making their way further forward. Ferrari breaches. Got themselves a dip on the other side. They're not inside the circle yet, though. PLS, they're in the compound. Red also has to move out, and the question is from here, I mean, what can you really scout from that position? If there's a team in that compound, you can't really scout further south, and it's not going to be that easy to get vision. You can see they're kind of just forced to keep driving. Existence, Trucky shoots up towards the 2-person buggy. Fortunately, I could say for breachers, it's a it's a DMR rather than like 4 people spraying with ARs. I think they would have done more damage in that sense. Markelov is looking from below, trying to see if they can get any intel on the team that just came passing on by. Murphle shoots over the top. All these teams are trying to rotate in. I mean, of course, with the circle, it shifts out to the east. The main, I guess you can say, chunk. Oh, that's a bike gone. The main chunk of players are going to make it from the other side. Wow, good flush in there. Yeah, that's a vehicle explosion. That's going to be a double. Nail Cop is going to secure himself a double kill there. I got a little confused because I saw 3 names in the tag, like in the kill feed, but one of them was just the knocked player out of the vehicle to begin with. So good damage done there. 1 more player down. That's actually Wildcats. Not huge potential eliminated. It's going to be a little confusing this game. I'm very confident that it's going to be fixed next game, but there are some issues with the logos right now. So it's Wildcats that are eliminated. Markelo, underhand nade down the hill. That's a pretty sneaky little angle for him to throw it down on. Unfortunately, no damage done. Really huge potential. Trying to make their way up the hill here. Markelo is holding it currently by himself. He has teammates around the side. Oh, xKeevo's actually there on this side too. I hadn't seen him. He's there on this side. Trying to see if he can hold off as well. So the 2 people holding. Proof is coming in from behind. So hell, that's a good little connection there. xKeevo does go down. Those are trading 1 for 1. At least in terms of this short skirmish. 1 more going down. They should have just 1 more opponent left alive. And indeed they do. Oh, as I say that though. Ooh. That's GRHawk delivering damage. 2 players went down. Both Markello and the teammate has been eliminated. Unfortunately, for the teammates of huge potential, that Molotov was right on the money. So that's going to be them flushed out too. And now that's a 1v1 all of a sudden as well. So a lot of teams taking a ton of casualties. We're in Circle 4, and we only have 39 people alive. Normally, in Circle 4, you can still easily sit at like 45, even around 50 sometimes. Depending on, of course, where around the map you are. But oh, Stratus. I think Stratus knew where the opponent was. And now, not ToxicPlayers, but indeed Team Spirit are under pressure from MJ Esports. Proof does go down, so that's going to be TXC down, not Existence. But TXC going to get eliminated. GRHawk is under fire. Extends. Manages to find him, and that's gonna be huge potential out, not MJ Esports. I'm gonna try, like, as long as I can kind of keep the grasp of it, I'm gonna try and make sure that whoever comes in late who don't know about the logo situation will understand what's going on. But huge potential eliminated. PLS makes sure of that, and now jump off the roof there. Minute don't wanna get caught off. It's gonna be hard to get a rest if you're caught out on the roof. Circle has shoved away as well, so these guys are essentially playing for a compound that's going to be out of the circle out in just about 25 seconds time. Needs to start moving further in. Radogat needs to get going. He's caught in that little a pretty big container, to be honest. But look at the run he has to make. I mean, how the hell do you get close towards the circle with a team in level just outside the next compound? Nope. First container wasn't a hit, second one was, and GRHawk finds himself one there. Asmadeyka, he's down on the truck, and they have not seen him at all. They've all run past him. That is a blunder. A huge one at that. 3 players ran right past Asmadeyka, and he is now all by himself, of course, being a solo player. Gets himself unlocked. Oh, not anymore coming off of it, unfortunately. Stratus went down low. And MJ, that could have been extremely costly. Now, fortunately, they do manage to get the rest up towards Ojala, but that could have been extremely dangerous. Crazy team, that's not where you want to have your vehicles stuck. Guess who? Gonna make you punish you immediately for that. Gets the flush in there as well. mageBane trying to assist. And here we have the rest of the Crazy Team players. They are indeed not still, but Crazy Team up against Rewab, and well, 4v2 at least for now. I actually don't think that they have any more players alive. And now it's going to be one person alive, Algae, all by himself. Nate's thrown in there as well. They don't, of course, want to take anything for granted. These guys in Rewab, they had the most kills in the last game, and this time around they're trying to live up to that as well. The knock comes in, so it is. They do have more people alive. I thought there was only them 2 alive. Actually, Fine did go down, but with the smoke thrown there, should be able to get the rest back on up. Oh, it's Pluto. Okay, Pluto you can see on the map. Miles down south. He didn't have the vehicle. They tried to send 2 people forward with the vehicle, and now it didn't work. Kowo has been running away. and running away for quite a while. And now he's kind of caught in the garage building up here. He still has Nihanas alive, but how much can they really do against a against a 4-man strong level here? Don't want to take anything for granted. We've seen crazy plays before, but they're not in the best situation. Pluto solo player sneaking on the southern side, trying to stay put. And of course, for those of you guys coming in late who didn't hear, we are in a situation here where technically getting first place in the tournament right now doesn't matter too much. For this stage of it, it's just about getting top 8. You want to make it through to the next stage, and by the time they hit the next stage, all the points are reset anyway. And oh my lord, we have just shifted from everything that looked like a compound out into the open. We have the edge up where existence are on the eastern side. We have the edge of that warehouse in, and then I think there's like a hay bale stack with the roof over that you can sit on. But even for FBI, I mean, there are 2 players alive. They're playing a shack and they're playing a hay bale stack. You can't really scout anything and look at anything, because as soon as you look at something, you're gonna get shot at in return. It's such a dangerous spot to do anything from. I think they won't really get any kills from where they are. I would hope not, because they can't really peek anything. But yes, they're in the circle, but they can't really do all too much. Now they are actually starting to shoot down, but I would assume for existence sitting above them that they should come in third party at some point. Mikhailovic trying to continue running forward, not going to be easy. TonyTeam going to be taken down. Saban is the last one there, so Intruders not taken out just yet. Mikhailovic goes down too. That's both of them eliminated. There's one more player to be dealt with, down to low HP. Is Sando from Boris, trying to see if he can stay put, but not gonna happen. He's gonna go down as well. Kowo has finally gone down. They were sitting there for a while. He did manage to get a knock on towards one opponent, but not a whole lot more coming off of it. Fine was rest as well, so he should be able to push forward. They have the hay bale stack here, but they are not inside the circle either. Recorder has spotted him from afar. That nade, is it gonna go far enough? Oh my lord, it is. It's right on the money. That was a crazy throw. Very, very, very impressive toss by Recorder. And he's going to get the second one down there to secure the kill as well. Very impressive throw from him up there. Now, all of level they're caught in here. Stratus is taken down. They're trying to get the knocks on towards MJ Esports so they can push further in, but it's not going to be easy at all. Nihanas was the one pushing in from behind. The solo player left alive. I think we have 4 solos alive on the southern side. Nihanas is there. He's in the blue. You're tanking, buddy. You need to get out of that. 12 HP. It's 8 damage per tick right now. And he has first aids, but he doesn't have time to really get them off right now. One more player out on the edge. He's going to go down immediately. Unfortunately, not a whole lot more to it. FLasm finds him in level, secures themselves 1 more point. But there's still more solos to be dealt with down here. You got Pluto, still alive from Crazy Team. And then up on the northern side, as you can see here, kind of center really, you got 2 of the players remaining from FBI, Rezo and Marco. And as I said, a little bit of a stack of hay bales. It's not even a stack; it's just a broken tractor alongside Rezo jumping like a bunny inside the inside the shack. It's very limited what you can really do in terms of peeking out, because you constantly need to have one guy looking above to make sure that no one's peeking over the top. That should be death. Nope, manages to crawl away. That one should be dodged as well. A lot of utility being used by Rewop to try and secure a kill, but unfortunately not a whole lot happening. And this circle shifting east once more should be an existent circle. Quick and Trucky both have vehicles, and they are trying to, at least right now, make their way into a safe spot. Really smart movement by them. We'll see how much comes off of it. Level should have racked up quite a few kills at this point too. I think they're in a pretty decent spot. David finds himself one onto level, as I say that. And that's going to be the second knock for Yaz as well, because he molotoved himself earlier. Crazy goes down. It's not Stella, it's Crazy. Level. FLasm once more. Yet another kill for him. mageBane goes down too. ewanng needs to get the hell out of there. He does have a bit of a dip that he can play from, but there's no way, I think, unfortunately, he can get over towards mageBane. Because as you can see, Circle's going to close in now. And with Circle 7 shifting in, that's simply not going to happen. Yaz and Moonlight, they have to cross this road too, and they have FLasm over on the other side already, so that should be a bit of an anchor point that they can kind of lead to. David, only one kill for existence so far. I mean, they've been sitting on that northern side without really getting eyes on anyone. Everyone's been shifting up from the north or coming in from the west side, and they've had room for days, but make that 3 kills already. Truggy in a position to pick up a few. Good job by him as he gets the remaining players of Ferrari Breachers down and out. That's his position that they had to worry about. Look above, make sure that no one can push, and indeed he did. Truggy has the angle. INT is still down there. They can't really do a whole lot from where they are right now because they're being hardly contained. Intruders trying to stir some turmoil, but there's not a lot of turmoil to be stirred because as you can see, every time they run out, both Truggy and Quick are there immediately to force them back into hiding. Nades thrown. Only one smoke left for Truggy, so shouldn't be that many more nades coming in their way. And they also have to be kind of worried about the southern side. You can see David with AWM is looking south, trying to hold off the level players at the same time. Intruders being, well, somewhat contained by existence. I think it's a little dangerous that they're spending so much time here, though. They're kind of allowing, I mean, by only having one player look south, David is prone to even. This could be dangerous for them. Oh my lord, that nade is right in between them. Truggy goes down, Quick is down to low HP, and this should be the push. This should be the run-up for Intruders. It kind of has to be. Quick is low. They know they got a knock. They know that knock was, or that nade was right on the money. If they allow him to rest here, this should be the chance to make a play. Murphle is knocked already, and they didn't get him back up on his feet. That nade is going to go too far. Quick is going to be able to get the rest of that. Could have been the play to make, but because they're a knocked player and they wanted to prioritize being 3 rather than 2, which honestly makes perfect sense. They couldn't really cash in on the knock that they got with the nade, and now I don't know if they have any more utility left remaining. They used all their smokes, as you can see. They threw 4 smokes to try and push up, but because Murphle was knocked, both Recorder and Murphle are now caught on the backside. Circles shifted somewhat down towards level. They can stay where they are with the little ridge line they have down there, but at some point, of course, they have to go center because this last circle, I mean, well, this is the last circle. So after this, it's gonna go dead center, and that's exactly where we have David right now. 4 kills so far for Intruders, not Team Spirit. Don't get confused by the logos, guys. Ojala finds Yaz. That was the 3rd knock, so he probably wasn't going to get up anyway, but he's going to go down. And, well, a little bit of damage done for MJ Esports for 4th place for them. Pretty decent pick up of a few kill points, I think, as well. And I think much better than what we would have thought, because they lost teammates early on in the game, and Ojala has been kind of sneaky peekingly making his way in towards the circle by himself ever since. Markov gets caught off. Trucky was there. No counterplay to it. Recorder couldn't really see him from that angle, unfortunately. They have 1 smoke in the air, in bloom, I guess you can say. Recorder, that's a good knock up towards Trucky. Are they going to push on it, though? I don't know. Trucky's not going to get rest, obviously, with the blue closing in. Quick is there holding. Well, that's a good angle with the banana suit as well. He's practically impossible to see in between. Look at this angle. Practically impossible to see in between these hairballs. Very, very difficult to deal with. Moonlight with his slot. Let's find Truggy. It's not a whole lot more comes out of that. And all of a sudden, Level seems to be in the winning spot here. They did lose 1 earlier, but they have 3 guys alive against 2 and against the solo. This should be doable. Wait, are they only 2 alive now? Oh my god, they are only 2 alive. FLasm and Moonlight are the ones alive. And David, he has the AWM, but he's been proning for a while now. That's a little confusing to me. The AWM is the weapon that you want to really do damage with, but he's been he's trying to, like, he's kind of been the surprise angle, but you'd argue that the guy with the AR does the surprising, and the AWM is the one that goes out and shooting all the time. So maybe a bit of a reconsideration for games to come if they find themselves in a similar situation, that the AWM should be firing honestly all the time late game, but not quite the case. He's proning over by the truck. Myrtle prone down in the back there as well. They might end up seeing David here. You can see him. Oh my lord, that's a nasty angle down there too. One Molotov left for FLasm is all he has. Level 9 kills this game. 5 of those for FLasm. They've really been able to hold. Oh, doink. That's a little flush on towards Myrtle. 2 teams left remaining. 2v2. This could go either way. Quick. Spots out one. This is all going to come down to that first knock, I think. Of course, you can still 1v2 in these cases, but look at the positions there. And FLasm has kind of... I mean, nobody really has a dot right now. Ooh, that's a nice double peek. One goes running, one spots him. Quick is by himself. Still 2 nades from Moonlight. That should be a guaranteed knock if he can put it on money. But level 3 gear for David. That could be the difference maker for them as well. We'll see. David is over the top. He's up close. He might be able to catch one off guard, but not gonna happen. Gets spotted out by FLasm immediately. Could be the 6th kill for him, and now it's a 2v1 in favor of Level. They saw him. They see him. They know exactly where he is. Gets Moonlight down to low HP, but... this is going to be hard. Quick, you're going to be in for a really difficult one. Headshot, that should be the deciding factor, and indeed it is. FLasm. Double headshot to double headshot to finish off the game, and they managed to secure themselves not only a win, but a 12-kill one at that. 22 points obtained by the guys on Level, and honestly, from start to finish, this match was rather confusing. We saw a lot of very, very interesting things happen in this game. Everything from team kills to molotoving yourself to, I don't know. Don't crawl in front of the laser. That's suicidal. And he found out, and unfortunately for TonyTeam, they ended up dying a little earlier, I think, than what they would have wanted to. Same thing for Stella. Still kind of questioning their decision to go down for, because I mean, had they gone down towards MOLNMAN before he got knocked? Like, because there was a little time where he was still inside the building. Of course, he gave the info across to his teammates, but they were still sitting up there trying to get peeks on towards their opponents. Where, I mean, if they wanted to commit to the building anyway and help him out, maybe they should have pushed down before he got knocked instead of trying to go after he was killed. Then it just seems like the position is already lost anyway. But in any case, I'm just a caster. What do I know? They probably had a pretty good reason to make the play that they decided on doing. But nonetheless, that was game number 2. And an interesting one that it's all happen in the end, securing himself some extra points for the team. That's always good. And now we hit that point, guys, where if you have any questions about this game that you want to ask, don't ask me why. Yes. Oh my lord, that's a good shot. This is what I wanted him to do. This is what I wanted David to do with the AWM that he never really did. But if you have any questions regarding the match that we just saw, as long as you don't ask me why Yaz Molotoved himself, because I honestly don't know, then you can add me in the Twitch chat, and I'll try and answer a couple of them while we wait for the stats to come on up. How many teams are going up? 8 teams. Top 8 are making their way to the next phase. And now that all of you guys know, then you can answer on behalf of me, so I don't have to answer that question all the time. Then now you all know. Half of the teams of the server are making it through. So technically it doesn't matter if you're making it in first place or 8th place, as long as you don't get 9th or 16th or anything in between. Do we know what's going on with LXG? I have no info. I have no info on what is going on with LXG, why they're not playing. I do not know. And why is the stream behind the map stream? I think it could have something to do with the map stream being broadcasted live from StarLadder's own PCs, whereas I'm casting this from my PC via a restream link that I'm getting from StarLadder. So that's probably the reason. Grimly, what is my opinion on some of the splits that these teams are holding? I mean, early on it made perfect sense. We saw Stella, actually a really good split they executed early. Really smart split that they were playing around. And I don't know if these points are actually the teams that they are. I'm a little confused. Oh yeah, Crazy Crew was late game, which they weren't. So that this is okay. These stats are correct. But Stella made a really good split down by the church early in the game. But unfortunately, as we talked about just before, their commitment to cross the road from the mountain over to the compound where MOLNMAN died ended up getting them killed level wins the game 22 points. That is going to be... I mean, you're not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed just getting a 22-point game. But considering the fact that they're going to be playing 16 games over the next 4 days, or I guess today and 3 days ahead. So 16 games, if you want to be top 8, where should we put the bottom? 16 games, bottom 8. I would assume that in 16 games, 9th place probably has somewhere around 40 points. 40 to 50 points. I think if you can get above 40 to 50 points, you should be in a pretty decent position. Troggy is going to sit on top of the damage leaderboard, so we can see 762. They were in a good position, the Existence guys, or Extents, whichever way you say it. They were in a good position as far as getting that damage done, but as you can see, they weren't really able to get the flushes in to connect. Only one player from Existence actually up there in terms of kills. It was FLasm, who was the main kill player. As you can see, they were level. They were racking up kills, twice the amount of kills of Existence. So good performance by them. But guys, that was game number 2. We're gonna cut it to a break in just a moment, and I will be right back.